Okay, our mission is to give our characters some more space for them to run about, testing out their kind of run speed and stuff, and also some space to kind of jump and some obstacles to jump over, and even figure out what happens if they don't quite make it when they try to jump over these obstacles. So the first thing is giving us a lot more space. To do that, we are going to click on our room folder, our RM level 1, and you'll see right now we have got, if I find out here, I seem to have two of these open for some reason. That's kind of like random. Let me close that one. And in this one here, it says 1280. I'm going to change that to 5000. I've got another one of these open. If you find yourself with some kind of duplicates here, you can just right click and close them. That looks a lot tidier. Okay, I can click here, and now I've got a big massive horizontal level. I'm not going to bother adding any elevation or platforms right now, just ground, some holes to jump over, and some nice aesthetics. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, just doing the kind of pinch on my trackpad. You've also got some zoom buttons here too. And I'm going to click on my ground where my tile sets are, and my room editor over here. And to delete things, you want to use this kind of checkered option. And the quickest way is to grab my rectangle, and I'm going to take away my existing tiles. They were taking up quite a lot of my screen. I'm going to go with just this one here now. I'm going to choose the line tool, and I'm just going to drag that along the bottom and go back in here and do the same, and just kind of like shuffle my way across. Okay, so now I've got a platform there. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to rename this layer here. You can toggle the visibility to see what's on it. So that looks like the sky to me. So I'm going to call it sky. I'm going to add another background layer, and on this one I'm going to have some mountains, because I happen to know that I've got some mountains in my asset pack here. So if I go into my sprites and then environment, backgrounds, this one here, it's got a bad name, SPR backtrees _1, when in fact it's mountains that are on it, which you can see over here. So I'm going to click on my mountains layer. Right now it says no sprite. So I'm just going to go and find that sprite that I was just looking at. So environment, backgrounds, backtrees. And you can see that it's going to load them in here, but that's not the look that I'm going for. I can horizontally tile this, so it's going to repeat. So that's a little bit better. But these mountains are pretty low. I can go in here and do a Y offset. So if I click on this, they should rise really slowly. You want to do it a lot faster, you can just manually enter in a number. So let's try 150. Maybe I'll make my mountains a little bigger. Yeah, that's fine for just now. So what you're doing is you're offsetting them by reducing the Y coordinate, taking away 180 from it. And you can go back and adjust that at any time. Let's add another background layer, and I'm going to call this one distant trees. Oh, I forgot my the cardinal row there. Rename distant _ trees. And this one here, I'm going to use these trees. So let's click on here, no sprite. I'm going to navigate back to that folder. You can see that you've got things like clouds and stuff in there too. Once again, I'm going to switch on the horizontal tile, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of adjustment here, offsetting. Maybe that's actually okay. I'm going to cheat a little bit and not use them as trees and have them more as kind of like a dense background forest kind of bush type kind of thing. So I'm happy with that at this point. Let me zoom out a little bit and check our level. Let's just run it just now and see what happens. Oh. So you can see that I can play my game, but it looks a little bit wacky. And that's because we're going to have to set up a camera. Okay, and the camera is going to track our player, and it's going to actually choose the resolution and how it appears on your screen. So I'm going to close this just now, and I'm going to go back and click on my room here, and I'm going to drop down this, and you see that I've got viewports and cameras, so I'm going to enable a viewport, and I'm going to drop down this first one, so I'm going to make it visible, and you can see that it gives us a box, so that's what one screen hopefully is going to look like for us. And I'm going to change this to match what we originally had, so it's 1280, 720. Let's see what that looks like just now. Okay, so we've got our level, we've got our character, and we can run. So we can run out the screen here now because we've actually got more level there, but the camera is not following us. What happens if I go this way? This way I'm still kind of locked in, which is good. That's what we want. But if I close this, we want our camera to follow an object. And the object, well, we've only got one object at this point, object player. The horizontal border, we want it to be basically half of the width of our kind of screen, our camera. So in this case, a little easy sum there, 1280 divided by 2, so 640 should be fine here. And then let's run and see what it looks like now. Cool. So now our camera is going to follow our player as we run the length of our 5,000 pixel long level at this point. You can see our player's a little bit slow, and they get to the end, and because we used the room width value, it's automatically adjusted to what we have. So let's leave it there for just now.